And I'm back. If you feel like you need to communicate with me, please send me an email. That is the magiarchitect@gmail.com. Last we left off, we were talking about Rahu and Ketu. And I was mentioning the being that I encountered several years ago and in my dreams. Just real quick. So, while Rahu and Ketu were making their way slowly through the signs of Virgo and Pisces, and mind you, I don't use tropical astrology. I look at what's up in the sky and go off of that. But anyway, as I was experiencing what I was experiencing, and it wasn't just Rahu and Ketu that were going through Virgo and Pisces, but it was also several other planets, all the planets, in fact, at some point or another. It's 2 to 2.5 year process here. So, and the areas that were affected, health and work, and including my spirituality and intuition. I was struggling in those areas so awful. It was just terrible. And there was those big reveals that were occurring during that time, many big reveals. So one of the major reveals was learning about my mother and not pushing aside who I've now learning what she really is. It seems that she's done quite a few unusual and troubling deeds, and till this day continues to do them. I've had to distance myself. I don't want to get caught up in things that could cause more issues in my life than I already have. But the thing that's attached to her, I recall long ago, gosh, it must have been 17, 18 years old. One of my cousins, an older cousin, was talking to me about what her mother had found out. This was another part of the world, nowhere near the United States, somewhere in the Middle East. And I was living out there at the time. And so my aunt, she was trying to figure out why she was having so many difficult things occurring in her life. And she spoke to a psychic of some sort. And this is the information provided was that the majority of the issues was coming from her sister, who happens to be my mother, because she has a Jinn attached to her. And the Jinn happens to be one that worships Islam and what will be considered a sheikh, someone who's like a holy man. And so I never forgot this, obviously, but I never really believed it either. And so I go about my life. Decades have passed now and stuff, and then here comes this reveals, things just popping out of nowhere and showing themselves to me and what they are and everything else. I guess I had to kind of reflect and take a look at those signs again that have popped up over the decades. other than that dream of this being I met with the big saucer eyes, green saucer eyes with sparkling stars within them, and the being that I had bottled up incorrectly. I also encountered things like deaths of my pets, and learning that the only way I could protect them is to pull out the talisman that this Jinn prefers, because it won't go against it, which sounds kind of unusual, but 2 years ago, some of my fish were dying, and I couldn't figure out what was causing them to die. But I know I had irritated my mother, and she has this tendency to curse me out when I irritate her. And so as soon as she's sent out that curse to me in my face and screaming at me, I noticed within no time my fish were dying, and I had like maybe about 4 fish pass away. Very attached to my fish. I take very good care of them, but I could hear within myself that I needed to get the Quran out and put the Quran on the fish tank. And as soon as I did that, everything became normal again, and I have left that Quran on the fish tank ever since, and I have not had a problem with my fish since. So I've noticed other incidents like that where someone's getting cursed at and suddenly something very terrible happens to them, or within their environment. So I try to be mindful that using the talisman that this being is attracted to or works with is for my protection from it. Yeah, it sounds kind of strange, but these beings do, as you would say, believe in their creator also. And this is how they move through this world, I guess, from what it looks like. I mean, I don't have all the answers, but going along the way, learning and sharing what I have encountered and experienced. On another note, I was just earlier doing some things around the house, and then all of a sudden I felt like this ginormous weight was lifted off of me. It's like some feeling of liberation. I pulled up a chart to see what's going on for that moment. So between the hours of 11:30 this morning and 12:30, that I could feel that shift in the energy. And so when I looked, I pulled up the chart for 12 o'clock, and right there on the chart, K2 had just left Virgo and gone into Leo. And everything else in the chart did not look really spectacular, but hey. That, though, was a very surprising shift. My ascendant is in Leo, so I don't know. I guess K2 must be in a favorable place when it's in the sign of Leo. But so far, from what I can feel, it feels very good, like as if my vitality is back. And yeah, things feel much better. So, other things that I'd like to bring up, but I'll have to save for another time, has to do with what some reveals with my father. So, and the message that he brought my way unexpectedly, and I think I'm going to call it Written in the Stars, because that's what I keep hearing, that song that came out over a decade ago. And yeah, this is his message to me. When he passed over a decade ago, all I could hear was this song, and then the path that I followed to understand that message better, and how that revealed itself eventually, just recently unraveling itself like some big circle, as if I went around in full circle and came back to where I just started. But that's for next time. Again, if anything you wish to share, you can email me. And otherwise than that, thank you so much. Again, that's the magiarchitect@gmail.com.